today I am so excited that we are in our dessert week, and I am Sharice Jackson. You can call me Reese. We're cooking with Reese, and today I'm going to show you how to make a very delicious divine surprise is the name of my dessert. And we're going to start off with one medium potato, one small green apple. And what we're going to do, we're going to just start mushing this up. We have our little masher here. You want to mix the green apple is grated and your sweet potato is grated. And you want to mix them together. Half a banana. I'm just going to break that off in there. Just like so, into pieces. Dropping it in there like that, okay? And we're going to mash that banana up. The delicious star of the show, as you know, because this is the real women of Philadelphia. We are going to add our delicious 8 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. Just going to mash that together as if you were making some homemade mashed potatoes. Just going to mash it up. It's going to be so delicious. Actually, this recipe, when we were preparing to do, I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do for a dessert that can be done within an hour? So you know what? My mom, who is the wonderful camera woman here, we thought about some things, and I really enjoy creating new recipes. And I played around with some things and tried some things, and this is what I came up with. And I made it earlier last week, actually, so that I could have some taste testers test it out. And so I am very excited about this new dish. I hope that you all like it too. Now to this we're going to add half a stick of butter, softened. You want it to be softened and salted. We add that. We're just going to mash that up just like everything else. Mash it up in there. And you can begin to see everything come together. You want to make sure that everything here, all this just mishes and mashes and mixes together well. And you're going to want to keep you a spatula or a spoon nearby so you can do as I'm doing to make sure that you get some of the extra off so that it doesn't just stick on this, that it actually mixes well. That's just about good. 1/2 tablespoon of cinnamon as well as 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And you're just going to sprinkle that in there. Make sure you get that out. And you're going to use a spoon. You can use a spoon or a spatula. You're just folding that in here. Or stirring it, as you may want to say as well. You want to mix that up in there really well. And get all add that. 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. Okay? You get that in there and fold that in there as well. To this, we are going to add 1 cup of brown sugar. I'm going to break a little bit off. I'm going to sprinkle it in there, and then I'm going to fold it. Okay. Once you fold that portion, you're going to do the same until you are done with all of your brown sugar. Now, one of the good things about this is you'll definitely have a nice bit for your friends and family. You can definitely be generous with this dish. I'm going to top it off with some vanilla ice cream. But if you get a good close look at this, you can see the brown sugar and you can see those sweet potatoes in there. And that butter and everything that's in there, it's going to be really delicious. Okay, once you do that, after everything is folded together, we're going to set this aside. So we'll be right back after I wash my sticky hands. Alrighty, now we are back. What I've done is I've dusted my area with some flour, because what we're going to do now, we're going to take pie crust that I'm going to roll out here. I'm just going to roll them out, and you are going to use these to put your divine surprise inside. So you don't have to press them out very much. You want them to kind of stay around the size. I'm going to egg wash it. So I have my brush, and I'm just going to brush some egg around it. I'm going to brush egg around one half. I'm going to brush some egg around the lip of the other side. Okay? You want to do about 2 or 3 scoops right in the center. There is 1. And with this, you're going to be able to fill about 3, at least. You don't want to put too much filling on the inside, because what will happen is it'll open up when it's in the oven. So I'm going to do like 2 1/2. What we're going to do is we're going to take the half that's closest to you, and you're going to fold it. Okay? And press the sides slightly together. And what I've done is I have my fork, and I'm going to just dip it in the flour so that it doesn't stick to my pie crust. And I'm going to press down all around the edges. Okay, now get some flour on there again. Make sure you press firm down. You don't want to go all the way to the end, because you don't want to break the crust. And what this does is it locks it into place, so that when it's baking, the pie crust just doesn't open up and everything comes out. Place this into a large cookie sheet, and you want to make sure that you have it nearby what you're going to put it in, because you don't want this to open up all over the place. And just shimmy it off right there. It's going to sit in some angle. And you see that? We're going to do that with all of our pie crust. So when I come back, I'm going to have everything filled, and we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, as you can see, we have our pockets ready. We made 3. We have a little bit left over, but I'm just going to dust off some of this flour. What we're going to do is we're going to egg wash these. We have some egg that we've beat with our fork, and we're just going to wash those with the egg, because you want it to be a nice brown and crispy looking. My mom has been just tasting some things for me, because as I said, I like to come up with new recipes. So she's been the taste tester, the videographer. I mean, she's been everything. So hey, mama girlfriend, thank you, because you know that's why you on the team. I'm going to dust it with the melted butter. And while we're doing this, while I was getting everything together, you should know that you want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees, okay? Preheat it to 400 degrees. We've done that. We're going to go ahead and place it into our oven. Our oven, as I said, has been preheated to 400 degrees. We're going to turn our temperature down to 385 degrees. We're going to place it in your oven, and you are going to allow it to cook for 30 to 35 minutes. Okay. Now, while we're waiting on our divine surprise to cook, we're going to whip up a topping, a cream cheese sweet topping that's going to top our divine surprise to make it even more delicious. We have in here 4 ounces of that delicious Philadelphia cream cheese, 3 tablespoons of salted butter, and ½ a cup of powdered sugar. We're just going to whip that up. And what you want to do, you just want to let it whip and beat up until it gets nice and creamy and everything comes together. And I'll see you shortly, and we're going to enjoy our divine surprise a la mode. So delicious. Okay, now I've baked my divine. We're going to take the topping while they're still hot, and we're going to just use a brush to coat it with our topping. Alrighty, now we're going to slice into this divine surprise. As you can see, we have a nice blue plate, and we have a scoop of vanilla ice cream. So we're going to slice into this divine surprise. Can you see that? Can you see how that sweet potato, and all that just looks so delicious with that nice flaky crust? A little bit of the a la mode. Get a little bit of the divine surprise. Excuse me. It is awesome. Please, you will love this dish. I'm very excited to be able to introduce it to you. Divine Surprise a la mode with Cooking with Reese. Paula, thank you so much for your inspiration. And ladies, keep cooking. I'll see you later. Real Cooking with